The crypto market is in a lot of danger right now, is what this article says. Crypto market under pressure, risks massive sell-offs, and here is why. Well, to be honest with you, it's not lying, and you can read it right here. The crypto market is again under pressure ahead of the U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's Taiwan visit on Wednesday. Escalating tensions between the US and China, and furthermore, the $200 million Nomad hack and SEC charging 11 for the $300 million for Sage pyramid scheme have also added some pressure on the market, causing prices to fall. This is partially untrue, but partially very much right. Let's cover it. So, long story short, tomorrow is a pretty big day. All right, this whole Pelosi-Taiwan situation, it can really stir up the markets a little bit. Why? I don't want to go too deep into exactly why, all right? This is a topic that's highly controversial. It has a lot to do with the Taiwan-China situation. Let's just conclude it like this. Tomorrow can be a very volatile day depending on what happens with their meeting or that visit if it continues. That is surely true. No debate about that, no question about that. A little bit more debatable is the latter. The $200 million Nomad hack. Obviously, I have an article about it, and it is indeed some interesting crypto news. Nomad's $190 million bridge exploit drew a hacking feeding frenzy of 300 addresses. And the quick take is, security firm PeckShield told The Block, which is the news outlet, that more than 300 addresses were tied to Nomad's bridge exploit on Monday. The addresses collectively stole 190 million, I'm not sure why this pops up, there we go, by exploiting a vulnerability in the Nomad's smart contract. So this is one of the first times ever that I've seen something like that. So either it's an individual with a lot of different addresses trying to be sneaky or smart with it, could sure as be, but these reporters are trying to make it seem as if instead of a lone wolf, this is a whole band of bandits, coming together to steal 300 million bucks. Sorry, 190 million bucks. A little bit interesting is how the last couple of exploits all seem to be involving bridges. But apparently they just made a little error. New update came in, new smart contract update, and apparently they deployed the code without proper audit. Quote, the Nomad bridge hack is made possible due to an improper initialization, leading to the zero addresses OXOO being marked as a trusted root, which led to every message being proven valid by default, which is very strange. So what it basically does is it turned off this little extra safety feature which allows for a check on the address that you're withdrawing to check whether or not that's the valid address. So again, in theory, a withdrawal request from any address was considered as valid by default. So this means that anyone could withdraw funds from the bridge if they wanted, which basically could be that a lot of different people found out about this exploit and thus exploited it. I'm not so sure how long this all took for them to fix it. At the end of the day, in crypto, very often it's the way of, well, once you've opened the floodgates, people are going to draw everything out because, well, you can't really do anything about it. In the normal traditional finance realm, it's like, well, if the website has some sort of exploit, it's somewhere in the terms that you are not allowed or entitled to that money. With crypto, it's a good luck. Good luck, my guy. Come get your money back. Yeah, it's a little bit more difficult in this realm. But, is that negative for the crypto market? No, not really. I mean, there's no real proof, I've never seen at least, that a hack of sorts has caused the crypto market to dump. Not so sure that I've ever seen that. I guess, no, I still can think. Maybe the Mt. Gox situation, billions of dollars, but a $190 million hack, I don't think has the greatest of consequences. And then last but not least, the charging. Well, actually, that brings me to a more significant point, I think. So this charging and what they're talking about here, I don't even have it open. No, so I decided for myself that the news was not important enough because it's just a Ponzi scheme for Sage or for Sage. Never heard of it before in my life, but apparently it's $300 million and 11 people are charged for it. I'm not so sure exactly what you got to do with this news, though, except for if you were involved with this. But if you were, too bad. You were involved in a Ponzi scheme. Suck it up, Yeah, well, what else can I tell you? And I guess if you're involved, hopefully I'm not the first guy you hear this from. And if I am, I guess I'm sorry about it. But yeah, I'm not so sure what exactly I can say, except for the fact that you should watch out for freaking Ponzi schemes. But in crypto, it can be sometimes hard to notice. I guess, no. In everywhere, it can be hard to notice. Think about it. I digress. More importantly is what I have in front of me right now. Binance US updates on AMP. This is very scary because what they're saying right here, all right? And yeah, I'm not sure if I can sugarcoat this in any way, shape, or form, but what I'm seeing right here is the start of something very bad. What they've basically said is, hey, the US SEC has been showing a couple of signs of not liking AMP and not liking a couple different cryptos, so you know what? We're going to take it off. And it's not as if it's the first time, because we've seen this with XRP, but this basically proves to us now that exchanges have gotten the advice from their lawyers, most likely, that the best way to get out of trouble, to get a out of jail free card, is to just delist every single crypto that the US SEC has said anything about. And that does not mean that they're officially deemed a security. It just means the SEC alleges something and says something in a report or whatever, even though there's no official clarity in the actual law. By the SEC just saying something along those lines, boom, you have to take it off, and well, maybe eventually you're still going to get sued for it, but now at least you're not, as guilty anymore. The scary part about it is that crypto now is really starting to fall under control of the SEC, which at the end of the day is not the way in which it's supposed to be. And it also makes me scared for what would happen if Ripple does lose this lawsuit. We saw Sherman already say that every single exchange that ever traded XRP should also be just either sued or be taken on the freaking hook, be hung up somewhere. But it goes a little bit deeper than that. Every single exchange that listed any of the 9 tokens that the SEC, previously listed in their investigation into the ex-Coinbase employee for insider trading, all those 9 cryptos then would have the same set of rules as XRP has. Yet, since they're not sued individually, they're just mentioned as securities in the complaint against that individual or those 3 individuals. They can't really properly defend themselves in a lawsuit either. And so they're very much grounded to become, securities until somebody fights the battle out, but I'm not even sure how they could. So what is going to happen to all the exchanges that ever listed these tokens? Well, I think they're going to be kind of screwed. But a little bit more importantly, what does this mean for the future of crypto? This means if the SEC ever thinks, you know what, we don't want this crypto to be traded anymore, we just file a complaint and boom, all exchanges in the US take it off. That's interesting. I saw John Deaton earlier today. This is from XP holders. I saw John Deaton earlier today let go a statement that he thinks it's quite strange that Michael Saylor let go in a recent podcast that Bitcoin is the only non-security crypto out there. But honestly, that's kind of what the US is turning into. Bitcoin, potentially ETH, but mostly just Bitcoin is fine. Everything else, screw you guys, You made money off of that? Sure, we're going to come get it back. Oh, yeah. It's going to be real interesting to see how this is going to develop over the next couple of months. But I keep saying, if you're not a fan of XRP, it don't matter. Support this lawsuit that Ripple has with the SEC. For the sake of crypto, not for the sake of Ripple. At the end of the day, guys, even though I'm a big fan of their work, right, and I'm a pretty good XRP holder, screw Ripple. When it comes to it, big middle finger to Ripple if we're talking about Ripple or XRP, right? Obviously, if I were more invested in Ripple stock, I'd probably talk differently. But even if I'm not an XRP holder, I'd see it like this. You're fighting for the freedom in that sense of one crypto that's obviously not a security, at least. It's not regulated as security in any other country. Only the US wants to go about it this way. But you shouldn't think about, I'd rather have Ripple pay every single dollar in their balance sheet, every single liquid dollar that they have, and just go, freaking bankrupt even though that would be bad for XRP. But you guys understand my drift. For XRP to be deemed not a security and fine, purely for the sake of the future of crypto in the US, that is, because it's going to be such an annoying couple of years of figuring these things out. With the SEC's approach of regulation through enforcement instead of making rules through the, traditional rulemaking process. Yeah. I ain't a big fan of it. Let's just conclude it like that. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. Yeah, it's sad. It's a sad reality, honestly. It's a sad reality. A little bit else about XRP. Colombia enlists Ripple Labs to put land deeds on blockchain. You guys already knew about this, right? But right now they're starting to make the first steps. Using the XRP ledger, Colombian leaders can make real estate transactions more equitable. And one of the questions I saw recently was, do different sort of XRPL usages by Ripple have different XRP prices and such? The answer is no. I'm not so sure exactly what the question was, but if you're asking the question about different XRP prices, the answer is no. But here's actually the little first proof, I guess, of the certificates working over in Colombia. Pierce said, excited to share that we just put into production the first version of the National Land Registry, together with Agencia Tierras and the support of Ripple, to register the first adjudication resolution in Colombia on the XRP ledger. Just search the number 11774. Juicy news. So yeah, that was it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe to the channel. And I'll definitely see you guys again in another crypto video later today. Peace.